Hello traders and welcome to our live trading workshop webinar today. So let's take a look at the format for today. Hopefully you all can hear me all fine and everything. Now the format for today is that we are going to be taking a look at the live trading potential trades. Okay, so you're going to be doing some live trading, whatever potential trades there are, we'll be taking some of them. Yesterday we took gold, which on the Telegram channel as well, which we'll be sharing with you the link if you haven't joined yet. The second thing that we also looked at the topic for the day as well, right? And the topic for today is on oil and gold. Why are they moving in opposite directions? Why are the commodities moving in opposite directions? We're going to be taking a look at that as well. And then finally, then we'll take a look at some upcoming events and also some Q&A as well. Okay, so this and more in this live trading workshop webinar. Hi traders, those of you joining in new for the first time, this is Nopan here, founder of Master the Markets, Illustrates Conference and the Traders Open Day. So here we are. I was taking a look at this just now. So let's do this together, right? So I was taking a look at DAX just now for a potential trade. So let me do that. If you guys got other instruments that you guys want us to look at as well, we can take a look at that. So here, what we got is downtrend phase 2, then we got uptrend phase 1 on 4 hour, and then we got an uptrend phase 1 here as well. As you can see, we can see through the trend box over here in a quantitative manner, not subjective. This is what me and Angeline from IG Index were talking about 2 days ago when we did the interview, which you all be able to see on our YouTube channel very shortly. You can see that because we have quantified what the top and the bottom is with the orange arrows and the blue arrows, we can get all the tops and bottoms and the trends and phases and the market structure really clear. And you can see in the stats table as well, you can see all the OE, MAE, and the time to data. Now, if you're not familiar with all of this terminology, I will share with you some reference links later. Now, in terms of this. So that's how we are able to get all these trends and phases really fast. So then we correlate them, see if the time frames are all matching in terms of the trend and the phase and the bias in direction, okay? Now this just increases our probabilities, doesn't mean that every single trade is going to win. Like yesterday, gold was a loser as well. And but sometimes on the long run, we are looking for the edge of the system to play it out, okay? So that's what we are looking to do, so that the winners override the losses. That's how professionals think in terms of edge and probabilities, right? So in terms of all of that, on the 15-minute, what are we also having over here as well? You can see on the trend box, that's an uptrend, phase 1, 2. So all the time frames are correlating. Now, in terms of the stretch is another thing that we take a look at. Yes, it has taken out the lower stretch as well, but it's taken out both. So the latest one that is done is towards the upper side, okay? So I'm just filling this up on the table over here. This makes it all very clear for me. I will show you this table very shortly. In terms of the range lines, let me take a look at that. Now, in terms of the 12 o'clock, right? So here, the 12 o'clock range is happening here, isn't it? So it has taken that out as well. Just here, this one here is just taken that out. That's the highest point there. So I will do that as well. Upper 8 a.m. range end, right? So I will update it here. 8 a.m. Latest, isn't it? Upper 12 noon. Is it the 8 a.m. range as well? Let me just take a look at that as well. That's a good point. Let me see if 8 a.m. has been taken out too. So 8 a.m. Yes, correct. It has. Upper. So it's taken out both. This is a good sign. So it's all pointing to the long side. Bro to ST. Let me just quickly just check that. Let me see. That's towards the upside as well. Now, it has taken out its previous daily high as well. That's a bingo. So it's all pointing towards the long side for today. Now, as you can see in my table here, out of these 8 factors that I'm taking a look at the moment, you can see that 7 out of 8 of them, right, are all correlating to the upside. So it's a very straightforward long bias over here. And even in direction wise, even though the daily is in downtrend phase 2, but direction wise, it's still saying to the upside as well. Okay. So in terms of all of that, so I will take a look at it towards the long. So now my direction bias is clear now, right? Now I will now start to take a look at in terms of timing. When do I want to get into this trade? So that's when we go deeper into price and volume, right? So in this terms of price and volume over here, so let's take a look. I want to be take a look at the time frame that you want to enter in and towards alignment of a higher time frame. So here, as I can see with my market structure framework, as you can see over here, traders, now let me just see if that gets overlaid or not. 15 minutes, I think it struggles a little bit. Let me see if I do this one, if it does work on the VE section. So here, let me put that in. I think just now we did see it. I think then it just disappeared. So I'm just loading the indicator on here with the tops and bottoms. And then you can see that the last bottom on the 15-minute, right, that it got confirmed was over here, traders, okay? Here. Then you can see that this is a bit overstretched at the moment, so I'll wait for this top to confirm before I get a signal to the long side. Now, what I'll also do, I'll also take a look on the 1 hour here as well. And we can take a look at some of the volume spikes that have come in, okay? And that's where I marry up the volume as well. You can see there's a nice volume spike over here. And there's another volume spike over here as well, okay? So now if I do that, the volume spike actually came here. Now this is a really good sign because all it's saying is that even though this was like a seller bar, which people will think that, you know what, the selling is coming in, but after that, look at the next bar, what it did, right? Closed above higher than the previous bar. There's a low test bar again. And then after that, then we got a more towards the continuation towards the upside, okay? So you're saying that both these volumes are supporting this bottom and towards the buying side. So now in terms of timing, rather than me jumping into this right now to buy, what I would do is that I'll wait at least for the 15-minute to confirm its top, okay? Now another thing I can also do is that wait for the 1 hour, that be a bit more higher confirmation as well. So I'll keep this screen up here and I will keep monitoring it on how it turns out to be, okay? But definitely one of the levels that I'll be taking a look at is this high over here, or a confirmation on the 15-minute time frame with our market structure with the confirmation dots coming in, okay? So those are the ones that I will take a look at. Now in terms of target placement, let me take a look at this. If we don't get our setup, we just got to sit on our hands tight. Now you see over here, this is from yesterday's ATR was 300, wasn't it, traders? So 300, 80% of that is about 240, right? So here, in terms of the low, let me take a look at the low here, 23,759 for today. What if I add, when I add that 240, what do I get? Those of you who are better in, faster in the maths, you'll be able to figure that out very fast and even the calculator. 23,759 plus 240, okay? 23,999, okay, is what we're looking at. Has that done it? No, so there's 60 points more. That's good. We got something to capture. And we will see that over here, 23,999, okay, is what we're then looking at. Great job. Okay, good. So this is what we have at the moment. It looks like it is resisting, it is resilient at the moment. So not sure if we will do get our 15-minute confirmation, but we do not want to get caught into a false breakout as well, is it not, traders, right? which is what we were talking about yesterday. So we'll wait for this to confirm first on the top basis. Just the reason is that because the confirmation for the bottom came here, right? So it is quite overly extended at the moment, and that's why we will take a look at that. You can see that now that's confirmed over here. So that's kind of the setup what I'm looking at. And then we will take a look at whether it gives us a faster, earlier confirmation on the 15-minute or not. Okay, this is what we'll be waiting for. Ideally, I want this low to be taken out a bit more further and then come back further up. That's what I'll be looking at. But let's see if the market gives that or not. In the time being, maybe we can put a small pending order, risk manage accordingly on the DAX. So I will put that through the Telegram channel here. And then after this, I know some of you are asking me, where do I get all these reference links to understand what you really are doing, Tiru? So I will give that to you guys very shortly. So the high, 23931, isn't it? So it's about 1 point spread what Trade Nation has got. So 23931, 23933. I'll just give a bit of leeway. Then we got the stop. We got to monitor this because we're going to alter it accordingly if it does go further lower. 23867, 868. You can put it 23868. And then the target is at 23999, right? Is what we are going for, okay? So I will submit that through, but we'll keep an eye on that just to see if we need to alter that, okay? Going in. Now, I just want to take a look at the 70% target. That'll be 210, isn't it? So the low, or we can subtract 30 from that, 23969. So I'll keep both of this. And then we'll see how it goes, right? How it plans out to be. My only thing over here is on the 1 hour time frame traders, isn't it? You know what I can do actually? I can keep this on the 1 hour and actually, yeah, we'll keep this on the 15 minute. That's good. So now I'll turn this into the 1 hour. Okay. And then we can keep an eye on both, right? Just to see where that swing got confirmed. So it's quite a bit as well, you see. Now, why do I say that? Because you see, we have programmed all the stats in terms of the main important thing we really focus here on Master the Markets is how much move is left, okay? So you see on the 1 hour, if you really observe, right? So it's quite overextended, isn't it? But then it's subjective again, sometimes as some of you would say, but Tiru, but it still keeps going up and up and up and up after that. So that's why we take a look at probabilities, because trading is based on probabilities, is it not, traders, right? So in terms of that, so we look at some stats, and this is what even in IG index, Angeline was saying as well, nobody shows stats. So you see over here, what we have done with the help of our clients who got inspired by all of this work, who just started off, just by looking at all of this, just on the live streams, just like yourself, and then came on to join us, you can see what we have done over here. So maybe, yeah, I think I'll keep it maybe at shall I do 5 and 10 maybe perhaps? Let's do that to get a better range. So you see what I will show you now, you see from the close of the bar is where we usually take the distance that it runs. So this swing, right, has done about 160 points, okay? Don't worry too much about understanding this because I will give you all the reference links very shortly now. So what it's saying is that this swing has run 160 points, okay? That's what it's saying. Now on my table here, to run after 160 points, you see, to 165, 175, and so on and so forth, then it's telling me it's only a 20% probability. Okay, if you start taking it from here. Now, those of you who want to go deeper, then you can look into the stats and the drop-off rate after the 160 point, really, to be honest, okay? So that's what you can be taking a look at. Now, okay, So we got all of that now. So we will see now, so there's about 14, there's not much of a drop off. So maybe it could be resilient on this, but this is how we take a look. Now, in on terms of that, we also got the MAE numbers also, right? MAE and time 2 also, that you can take a look at. The MAE is very powerful because it will help you towards your placing your stop loss, right? So if I show you this, I mean, this will blow your mind away, but you see, then you know where to place your stops with a real conviction, okay? And to go deeper into this, this will tell you on the 7 steps of CTP basically. So I will show you that very shortly. So there you go. So it's telling me now in ATR level, right? So you're telling me that in terms of my MAE number, okay, so let me put my MAE. Let me see. Yeah, this one should be ATR, then we should be good. Right, so now you'll be able to see that all it's telling me is that from the close, if I place my stop, okay, 1.5 ATR away or 1.75 ATR away, I won't get stopped out 96.58% of the time. So that is a very strong stats to have next to you to trade with conviction, even when the trade goes against you, right? So that's how we can place your initial stop loss with guidance from the stats over here on the stats table, right? That's the whole idea of having all of this coded in and having your bottoms and tops quantified. So what I'll do, traders, now I'm seeing all of this and I'm seeing also volume supporting all of this as well in the background. Now what we would do is, that's your pivot bar, isn't it? Your swing bar over there that is happening there, here. Now what we will do is I'll keep this on this screen here and I'll keep observing it and we'll see how that carries on to be. Now, going on into reference links, I know some of you have been asking me for it. I would say the first place to look at would be 7steps to CTP.com. Okay. Now, in 7steps to CTP.com, what you can really do is that you can really understand what we have created over here. Okay. On the whole market structure that we have placed over here. Okay. What is all these stats all about? What does it mean? How can I use it in my own strategy? And the good part about this whole framework is that it's flexible, right? You can use it along with any methodology, and it's very simple. I mean, you don't need to learn all over again. It's not complex, okay? So all this will break it down for you. So once you put your details in and you click on the green button here, and I'm not a robot, then you get the 7 videos sent all over to you, right? And then it will take you step by step, okay? The main challenge, the problem, right? And then how the solution was formed. And this was formed back in the 1960s and 70s. And referencing, my mentor's mentor referenced Richard Wyckoff quite a lot. In fact, I'm meeting my mentor next week as well in Dubai. And we'll be talking more about this and what we have done. But you can see, it's almost genius. Once you really understand this, and then, I was talking to another client from Canada just about 2 days ago. And he was telling me, Tiru, I just can't believe it. It's so logical. You don't even need to memorize anything. It just makes sense. That's what you will start to see, right? And so once you got the problem, then the solution, how you tackle it, then you get the 3 stats, which you'll go through in detail, then how you apply it in the strategy. So highly, highly recommend this. Those of you who have seen it, I would recommend you guys to revisit it and really learn it properly. Okay, so that's all in there over here. Now, so that's our 7 steps of CTP. That's where I would tell you all to start first. Those of you who have seen it, and sitting on the fence and, life got in the way, you didn't get the indicator or whatever, I would highly recommend you guys to go and get it before the new year starts. Start the year fresh, go through the videos and everything, which is all given to you in terms of when you get the indicator. Okay, so you get not only get the indicator, you get also all the stats along with it. You get all our portal with all the videos and how to also use that for your strategy. So all that is over there for you, okay? And a few one-to-one sessions to help you along as well. So take a look at that. There's a small discount there as well. You can take advantage of the discount as well, especially if you got VSA in your arsenal. Right. Then the other thing, what I would say is that our YouTube channel, right? Some of you want to see the replays after we've done live. You're not free. You want to go and revisit it. So what you do is that, and especially you want to be there live when we are actually going live over there. And he said, Tiro, I don't get a notification. So what you got to do, not only click on the subscribe button over here, but you also click on the all bell icon. Okay. Now when you click on the all bell icon, what will happen is that every time you go live, you'll get a notification on your phone. So that's the thing over there on our channel, youtube.com/master the markets. On Wednesdays, we go live on our channel. Thursdays, we go live in conjunction with Trade Guider. And you can see over here under the live section over here, we are going live and you can see all the live videos that we have done from before. This is the one that we are going currently live. You can revisit it and you can also go through the concepts that we talk about here. Okay. And again, you can click on the all bell icon over there. All right. So that's that one there. Now, in terms of the our channel, yes, some of you asked me about the stretch principle, isn't it? So in terms of the stretch principle, how to understand all of that, you can go on to here, okay, under our channel, youtube.com/master the markets, under the home section, under the must watch section, go and look at these videos. They're very powerful. All started by the billionaire hedge fund trader on this principle of from Toby Crable, that was his name, and he popularized the opening range breakout. Okay, that's what this is all about, the stretch principle, and we developed even more stats on this as well. So those of you who want to learn a bit more on that, definitely get in touch with us. Okay, so that's what we got over here. Now, quick shout out to Trade Nation as well, who's sponsoring all our staff, and especially the Telegram channel as well. And also, they sponsored our ETM Summit. And next year, we will repeat that again. We did it in their offices this year. It was amazing. We had a really good time. Once a year, this happens. There's some amazing discounts that's happening at the moment if you get your ticket before the end of the year, and all the savings that you do from the ticket, then you can use that towards your flight, accommodation, etc. charges. Okay, really hats off to Stuart over here who got in early morning, right, from Canada, from US actually, from US, and then he landed at 7:30 a.m. in London, and then in 2 hours he was in the room, you know, with the live trading sessions and everything. So what the format we will do usually, as you most of you know, we do live trading on the first day, and then after that we also go through some research updates that you can use in your strategy, and then we also reflect on the performances for the year, and then of course any other questions. Also, more than everything, it's a great community to be really with as well, that we have really built with passionate, committed traders. Okay, so you can take a look at all of that. Over 2 days, we will provide all lunch, which actually this time was sponsored by Trade Nation, and dinner also we will sponsor as well. Okay, all covered in your ticket over here. Okay, good. So that's on the ETM Summit. So definitely take a look at that. I think you will have all the links and the discounts over there. Okay, and if you're on the email list, you will get the prompts and the reminders as well. Okay, good. I think with that said, let me quickly keep an eye on the DAX. It's coming to 230. That's the US opening bell. It's still consolidating there. So we'll keep an eye on that. We got our, do we have our pending orders already in place? Yes, we do have over here. Yep, we do have it. It's just resting over there at 23,868. We'll see if this level gets taken out, and then after that we can amend our pending order. Okay, so that's that one. Now, with that all said, we will swiftly move through for the topic for today. Now, the topic for today is on oil and gold. Okay, so let's take a look at that now, traders. What I'll do also, I will keep this chart on the other screen, and then I can keep an eye on it, isn't it? Then we can take it from there, okay? Right, so let me do that. Yes, oil and gold, why commodities are moving in opposite directions, and then I'll go through a bit more in detail of the price and volume, okay? So what you're seeing over here, the blue arrows and the orange arrows, is the SMI, the Smart Money Indicator, okay? And then the volume over here, that's the VSA by Trade Guider, right? On which channel we are live today, which was started off by Tom Williams, okay? Right, and now Gavin Holmes and his team hit the entire operations over there, okay? So Gavin has just been a little bit away just on a small break, but he'll be with us very shortly. Now, in terms of the Brent and the gold, so let me move this to the other screen here, right? Okay, good. So now I can keep an eye on that. Now let me go on to Brent and oil, okay, and let's analyze this, right? So Brent at the moment, if I take a look at from the higher time frames, I will update this also. Just give me a minute. There we go. Right, so let's take a look at Brent, okay? Now Brent, we've been trading a little bit of Brent, but it's just on a consolidation at the moment. You know, when it's consolidating, of course, as you know, then its big move is about to come, and that's where the patience needs to be, okay? But which direction is it going is the million-dollar question, isn't it? On Brent, it's on a downtrend. On gold, it's showing you an uptrend, okay? Yesterday, I analyzed this very thoroughly. You'll be able to see that on our YouTube channel very shortly when we get the video from IG Index as well. If you're on IG Index channel, you can also then take a look at that analysis. But for now, I'll still do a little bit of analysis on that, and I'll share with you what we took a look over there. Now, in terms of that, what we're seeing is, I'll show you here, in terms of the daily, right? So what we have, this downtrend really, what we are having is from two parts, isn't it? One is from the daily overall direction. So let me just squeeze that in here. What you can immediately see also, traders, is all the volume spikes over here, okay? So this is where, like what Gavin will usually say, you know, we need to do some investigative work. Is this all these volume spikes towards the selling or towards professional buying? What is it towards? So that's when we analyze the background, okay? Whether accumulation distribution is happening or not, right? So when we take a look at that, we can see that over here, overall, it did take out this price structural level, went into a downtrend, and over here, it's consolidating, but still in a downtrend overall, but very, very small, tiny moves where all the volume spikes are also happening, right? So let's see, is that slowing down? Is this level is being supported? Is what we need to think about. So the answer to that comes in both ways. So one, we take a look at the higher time frames, right? So over here, we're still having a downtrend phase one. Now, in terms from an open equity perspective, right, for this swing, it just started here, okay, and it's consolidating around here. Critical level really to break is this level, okay. We had a volume spike around here, around this bar here, towards the selling, but the next bar is closing about near the close over there, okay. So that's that one on the weekly. Now, in terms of the monthly here, right, we can see again, this is in a downtrend phase one, right, according to our market structure, okay. But the thing to be aware of is that it is testing this area, you see, look at that, by this big low test bar, okay, this swing bar, this pivot bar, right, is what we got to be aware of over here. Is it going to hold? This, you see, the clue is this level here. That's what we are really playing for, okay? And it's supported that level for about, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 months, right? So it supported that level, okay? So that's the key thing that we need to be looking out for. Either if you want to position yourself to break that first, and then after that you want to take a retest, you can do that, or you can play that towards early entry towards the breakout as well. So we can take a look at that in either way. Now, in terms of, let me see what happened to the, maybe did I, that one there, oops, where did that go? Okay, never mind, I got to play with that later. Did that, was that this one here? Restore chart, was that? Yes, is it that one? Okay, so restore chart. Look, that's that one here. Don't know what happened here, actually. I think I lost that indicator, isn't it? Let me just put that back in again. Yep, there we go. So that's back again. So I can delete one of that. Don't know what I pressed just now, but it's fine. Okay, cool. So we got that one there in terms of the weekly and the monthly, but both are in the downtrend area. So if you do want to play in the short term, the downside, you can play, but be careful of your exits, okay? Where you want to take your exits off, especially in December. We usually what we do here, Master of the Markets, is December now we trade for one more week and after we close up shop over here. Except for long-term positions, our investment portfolio and all that, because you know the volume dries up and then it doesn't really move that much. Now, in terms of this over here, this one we don't need, isn't it? So delete that one there. Now here on the 4 hour, I just want to take a look at that over here. There's a lot of volume spikes happening over here, isn't it? And is it supporting that area? Yes. So we can start to see it is supporting the bottom for quite a bit. Let me just crunch all this. Yeah, it's a bit more obvious over here, you see? The volume on the lower time frames, right? That's why we go lower as well. So I can see that, a bottom is kind of forming. I'm going to mark this level over here, right? And I'm going to correlate that with the weekly. Is that the same bottom you're looking at? Mm-hmm. Is this bottom over here what we are looking at over here? And that was on the monthly as well, which was supporting. Now on the monthly, it was supporting the bottom before that, wasn't it? The monthly was supporting the bottom here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am going to analyze both those levels here. Okay, and I'm going to crunch all of this. And I'm going to see how the volume was behaving around those areas. So you see, this is the investigative work, right? So you see over here, this bottom here, right, where it just shot up really fast, you can see it's crossed above the third relative moving average there as well. So it's supporting the second bottom as well. So it's your first, your second, and then I just want to take a look at the monthly bottom, which is a bit more further away. Yeah, that one here. Okay, so look at that. Look at that crazy volume spikes over here, supporting that bottom at $58, okay, per barrel. That's what they're supporting. So we can see that that bottom is really well supported. So those of you maybe want to play a much more longer term game towards oil going towards the very long side in the very long term, then one place that you can start to time yourself, okay, to get in. First of all, use some pending orders to go in. Don't rush into the market to buy at the moment. But you can start to go for that first level over there. I'll just change this to red for now. Okay. And then let me just go up a bit more higher towards the longer term, isn't it? So that's a downtrend phase two. So we can also take a look at that for that high to be taken out if you want to play the long game towards this. But remember, every strategy has got its own objective. That's why I always say it's dependent on 5 components, right? So on the 5 components, so on that basis, right, on the 5 components of a strategy, the first one is where we talk about the concept and objective. The concept and objective will determine your entry and your exit and for how long you hold your trade, okay? The duration period. So if you're playing this for the long term, then what I am looking at the moment is then for those bottoms to hold, especially at 59.92 or the 60.90 level. But before we get into the long side for holding on for months, then you can put some pending orders so that you don't need to wait through all that volatility and the downside before it goes up. In towards the short term positions for very shorter durations, I would then say is that take a look at it from the short perspective. Okay, that's what we should be looking at. I just had a glance on the DAX so far. It's coming back to the upside at the moment where you can see this happening, right? So that's why we have to wait for the market to come and fill us. But let's see, you know what, traders, even if it does break out, we've got to be careful that is it going to be a false breakout, right? We did have a little bit of that yesterday on gold. So if it does do a false breakout and then come back down immediately, Then we got to trade manage it accordingly. That's the most that you can do, okay? And then you got to run your numbers for the age of your system to play itself out, okay? So that's a little bit on the DAX trade. I'll keep continuing to keep an eye on that, and we'll see how that plays out to be, okay? Now, the other thing that we wanted to take a look at after Brent was gold, right? So I know I'm running out of time a little bit. So here on gold, on the other hand, some people might be thinking, hey, you know what? This is really looking towards the long side, right? And it never stops. But let's do a deeper analysis, which is what I was also doing on the IG index platforms as well yesterday when I was in their studios in central London. So you can see that over here, on here it's an uptrend phase one. But you see, here's where the investigative work needs to happen, right? It's consolidating here. It looked to make up this potential top here was looking its best to do a confirmed top, but it failed, and then it took out that high and came back further up, right? But then again, it's not really a strong move up, is it? Right? So it's consolidating again. So is this going to become our confirmed top? That's the first thing I will see. Because you see, traders, the first thing we need to be taking a look at is this high. This high, okay, 4,400. If it makes a lower high, that's your first clue that this is showing weakness, okay? But weakness, does that mean then you're going to short it all the way? But remember, if there's one takeaway you want to take from this even live stream, I would say that most people always think about entry, okay? Don't really just think about entry, think about exit as well, okay? And exit is two parts. One is at which price level you want to exit. Second is what technical level you want to exit, right? If you want to be precise. And the next thing is how long you want to hold on to that trade. Time. What's the duration you're going to be in that trade for? Okay. So you got to have those two parts covered before you start to enter. Okay. And towards what objective? That's why the objective of the strategy is very, very important. Okay. That's what I give always the example about the car analogy, isn't it? If you want to build a car and you're a businessman and you want to make some money, you first need to decide whether you're going to build a racing car or a family car, right? If you decide to build a racing car, the tools that you choose will be different. The engine, the car parts, the doors, you don't need four doors, isn't it? You only need two doors, right? And then the tires, everything will start to change. Same thing for the family car, isn't it? Right? You need four doors in a family car. So that's what you got to think of and develop different strategies. Don't put everything all in one. There's no such thing as the best car in the world, isn't it? Not necessarily everyone likes a Ferrari, right? So there's different personalities, different interests, different objectives for everyone, okay? So that's what you got to think about in terms of strategies also, right? What is your objective? And in alignment with that, then choose your entry and exits, especially because exits is where your realized profit and losses happen. All right. Now, with that said, now here's the thing, right? Man, that's where the stats really helps you. And I don't want to go too much into it because you can watch it on the IG index one as well. But here's where it's enlightening. Okay, so do that, and can do this. Now look at this, right? So here's where it gets interesting. Now you see on the weekly time frame, okay, on gold, right? And I did this a few weeks back also. So you see on gold, from this close over here all the way to the top, right? At the moment, it's traveled about $1,633, okay, on gold, okay, and 1,633 divided by that ATR number 80, okay, so 1633 divide by 80, that's about 20 ATR traders, okay? Right. Now, this 20 ATR, right? Now, look at this, okay? This is our OE data, okay? Our OE data. In terms of seeing what's the probability of it going further up rather than just blindly, just guessing, just hoping, right? So, the thing is, this has traveled 20 ATR this swing. And look at this, okay? And we got on the table 69 swings of data, okay? What it's done is it's calculating every swing distance, 5.290, this one is 0.42, 0.06. All these compressions, 5.6, 0.68, all of this is consolidating into this table, okay? And over how many years is that, right? Over how many years is that? So over, if you take a look to since 2010, so over 15 years, we're consolidating all of this data into this table. And look at this. This is the crazy part, right? To manage your expectations. 20 ATR, this swing has done. Nowhere in history has anything come even that far. The most furthest has come is 12.5 ATR. Nothing has gone to 13 ATR. So what does that tell you? So this is the only swing in the last 20, 15 years that has done it. It's an outlier. Okay, so you have to manage it from that perspective. And remember what I said, from strategy and objective. So if your objective of your strategy is very small time frames only, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then it's fine. But if you want to run this for the next few months, then you do know that, like in anything, as how the markets move, nothing can move in a straight line forever. And if you keep thinking in terms of probabilities, then you do know that, what, I shouldn't actually be taking this long, or thinking that this stop is going to be taken out. Yes, it can be taken out, but that'll be an outlier. And do I want to be trading outlier probabilities? Most of you will be saying no, right? So, but you can design some strategies uh, to to ride on such outliers. Yes, it's possible, but you just have to manage your expectations. Okay, you can't keep thinking that outliers happen every single month and every single year. And if you do design a strategy for those capturing those outliers and riding this beautiful move, then you also have to understand that they only happen like once every 10, 15 years. And you need to have the patience in that, and you let it run in the background. Now, also, another thing that some of you are saying is that, oh, this is fantastic because this really manages my expectations, this stat stable. And that's the good thing about coding all of this, right? Over 15, 20 years, we can get all this data. Now, as I said in IG Index, next year is going to be more on automation over here on master the markets in terms of all our strategies. Because even our live trading room has done an outstanding performance of over 40% this year, and November being the largest month. Some of you on our email database and all that, you have seen that all in real time. We record all of this in all our trade by trade breakdowns as well, right? And the reason for all of that, we've been observing it, and we haven't tweaked those strategy rules for the last 4 years, and it's maintaining its performance over the three strategies that we trade live. And that's when you know what, it's time to scale up, and you can code this. And coding, really, the best thing about coding, the real advantage is that is towards scalability, and that is what will diversify and reduce your maximum peak to value drawdown. Right. I think saying all of that, as you can see, so this, you know what, there's a very low probability of this top being taken out, but even then, you won't just short it just like that. You can see there's a nice volume spike over here, but is it supporting that bottom or not, is what we're discussing with some of the other elite traders over there. So, my first level of shorting this would be 3990 if this becomes the confirmed top on the weekly. Okay. Now, another clue of weakness will come if this daily top gets confirmed. Okay, so that's why market structure is important. Quantifying your tops and bottoms is very, very critical. Now, the last thing I'll just do is on a monthly time frame over here, and let me just see. Okay, so that one did confirm its high. I might adjust it on the DAX, but we'll wait and see. I'll show you guys later on that one. That's why we need to have pending orders. Now, you see, over here, again, this is overstretch, and this has really never happened in the last 20 years, right? 15 years, really. So if you take a look at this here as well, how much is this? 2,345 on the monthly swing, divide by 134. So that's about 20 ATR. 2,000 divided by 130, isn't it? Let's do that. 2,000 divide by 130. Is it 2,000? 15.38. Yeah, nothing has come that far. In fact, it's not even 2,000, it's more, isn't it? 2,332. So you see, 14.5 is the largest one. Again, outlier. This has never happened. So that's the thing we will start to take a look at if you do want to short it, but you need to have some timing, and you got to see also your objectives of your strategy. So this is what I would say, traders, in terms of Brent and gold. Brent on overall is looking like it's supporting its bottom, as I said. But again, time yourself, use pending orders, and towards the long side. But of course, the time horizon is much longer. If you want to go for the short term, then it's more for the short side. And then gold, on the other hand, is looking more towards the short side. Okay, towards maintaining that top. But again, as I said, observe and know your technical levels and time yourself properly according to your strategy objective. Okay, I guess that's a good, nice wrap up on gold and oil. That's how we would do it. It's very professional. It's more statistical, probabilities based, and also looking at the background and combining all the volume on top of that, so that it forms the picture quite strongly, and you know which levels to get in when there is a contrarian move to the opposite side. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. So you saw all of that using both the indicators on SMI and VSA. Okay, so in terms of all of that, traders, another thing also is that I would say is that start with 7 steps to CTP. Okay, that will consolidate everything. You also see how to put the volume on top of this as well. And then after you put all your details in, then you can then start to see the 7 videos, and you can look at that at your own free time. Okay, that will break it down step by step, go through it, all the 3 stats very clearly as well, which is what I looked at, and you can see now why on the monthly it's an outlier move on the gold, right, and the weekly as well. So then after that, you got the smart money indicator OE. Those of you who got the VSA already, you can just put this on top. Those of you who want to get both, right? If you want to get both, yes, you can get both as well. So over here, we got that page as well. So let me just do that. You can have the SMI and VSA page. You can go onto the SMI and VSA, get both the indicators onto your charts as well, right? So over here, you can see that that will explain to you everything, how to use both of it together, and then you can get it onto your charts. The other thing is also I did mention about the YouTube channel. Stretch principle videos are here. Live section is here. You can go and watch the replays. After that, if you want to get notifications in the future, then what you then do is click on the subscribe button and click on the all bell icon. Okay, so that's what you can do as well. And then also you got the Trade Guide channel here. Do the same thing, subscribe, all bell icon, and then you can also um, check out the live section here if you want to revisit any of the things that we have done. And you remember something, we always trade live on the right side of the chart and give you all the reasoning behind that, because our whole principle is that not only should we just give you the fish, but also teach you how to fish as well. So that's the most important thing over here. Okay, so right, great traders, so you got all of that over here. Quick shout out to Trade Nation as well, in terms of sponsoring all of this as well. Also our ETM summit that they sponsored this year, and going into next year also, they will help us sponsor the ETM summit. And also the Telegram channel, also they are sponsoring that as well, so that which is where you're getting all the trade alerts from. In terms of the summit, those are the dates, as I mentioned. Check it through your email. There's a nice discount. If you book it before the end of the year, there's a 50% discount, so definitely take advantage of that, and that will also put some savings for you, so they can use that towards your accommodation and travel as well. It'd be really good to see each other in person rather than always online. That's why we do have this every once a year. Okay. Other than that, that's pretty much that from me. I'll keep an eye on the DAX trade over here. You can see that this is the good thing about the pending orders, right? So we only wanted to get in over here, but this is still going towards the downside. But I'll wait for some leveling off. The reason is why it's doing that, because it is looking to confirm that top, because this is quite a bit overextended, right? But until we get our price action set up, we sit on our hands, we don't trade it yet, and then we'll wait for it. But if you don't get a setup, that's fine. Preserve your profits. Wait for another day when the money is much more easily there, obviously left on the table for you to take. Okay, that's what you got to master. Right, good. So I'll keep an eye on all of this, and then we'll see how it goes. For now, I will cancel that trade on Telegram. I think other than that, I mean, all I would say is yes. And would this be the last one? I think this will be the last one on Trade Guide. I think we'll do one more next week. I'm away, so we'll do another live stream from one of the interviews that we did. And then after that, there will be one more the third week of December. So then after that, we'll wrap up, and then we will then see you guys after that in the new year. So I've got one more, and we'll also share with you our Q3 performance as well. Okay. Other than that, I would just say that start off with 7 steps to CTP. definitely go through all those material and recap and really um, collate. This is the time where you should collate all your knowledge and really revise your strategy rules, really reflect, get in touch with a mentor also, if you've been waiting for that, get some really professional guidance because, this thing, if you're just doing it just by yourself, it's really quite difficult to really find out all the parts of the puzzle. So it really takes a good team and a community to come together, and that's what will really assist you also from rather than dabbling it with yourself and wasting another 10, 15 years. So definitely get in touch. We're here to help in any way that we can. Other than that, traders, that's it from me for now. And as we always say, until the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master. Take care and bye for now.